Hey folks, I'm back again this week wanting to share some knowledge with you about the topic of productivity apps or programs that help us to be more effective and efficient in our jobs. As I was going through this week's readings and posting my discussion posts, I couldn't help but to think about an experience that I had when I first became an assistant principal. But let me backtrack. If you've never heard of this guy, Everett Rogers is usually thought to be the father of the diffusion of innovation theory. Pretty much what the diffusion of innovation theory says is that one thing it says is that people adapt technology at different phases. Some people, like myself, would be considered an early innovator, which means I'm willing to try technology even if it's still in its infancy, even if they're still testing it. If you have a beta test, I'm your guy. But then on the opposite side, there are people who are called laggards. These people, as unflattering as the name sounds, are the folks who, for whatever reason, either adopt new technology or innovations very slowly or not at all. This made me think about a time when I first got hired in my first assistant principal position. I went to a school and I worked with that school's data processor. That's a person who is specifically there to help an administrator build the master schedule for the entire school. That's all the teaching assignments, all the class assignments, all the student schedules. That is what a master board is. And there's a dedicated secretary who's supposed to help with that process. When I arrived to the campus, the data processor told me to count up the cards to determine what students had requested what electives. What she didn't tell me is that only about 25% of the student population had filled out and submitted those cards. So here, me being new, I was poring over those cards, counting and making a spreadsheet, figuring out how many sections of music class or how many sections of cooking class I needed, all based on these cards, not knowing that as accurate as my calculations were for that moment for those cards, they weren't accurate for the entire school. What did I do once I learned it? Had to do it over. But after that, she never caught me again because over the years, what I did at various schools, I refined the elective selection process. Now at my current school, when I get ready to do elective requests, it's an actual Google form where students go online, they submit their elective requests, and it's immediately captured in a spreadsheet. It tallies up. Kids can even turn in multiple submissions. All I do is filter the spreadsheet based on the most recent submissions, and I've filter out anything else that's repetitive or a repeat student submission. That has paid off in so many ways. One, actually have a better and more accurate representation of who needs which elective built onto the board, and it lets me know which classes are more popular and which classes aren't. A far, far cry from the data processor who simply told me to count the cards. Don't want to keep you long, but listen, as you're trying to explore different productivity apps, as you're trying to get people to jump on board with new innovations, understand there will be gatekeepers. There will be those people who, for reasons of their own, won't embrace it. Don't stop. Because if it's a good innovation, if it's a good tool for productivity and efficiency, I hate to say it, but sometimes you have to go around those gatekeepers and build a bridge over them, under them, or through them in order to get the goal accomplished. So that's my 2 cents on productivity apps, gatekeepers, the diffusion of innovation theory. Everett Rogers was the guy who started that. Have a great day.